Welcome everyone once again to the 12th annual Chainhawk Open presented by Dynamic Discs. We are back here at the Northside Park in Gainesville, Florida. Opening round here with this PDGA A tier. Once again, Felix Vega in the commentary booth for Ace Run Productions, bringing you this coverage. Check us out on all of our socials at Ace Run Pro and check out this front nine leaderboard so far. We've got quite a bit of action here. Morgan Lins, Jordan Lins as well in the top 5. Jessica Weese, Sarah Holcomb, Trinity Bryant. A lot going on here. Holly Finley down in 8th, making a charge. We saw a lot of great action on the front 9. We'll start things off here on the back with this par 3, hole 10, 254 feet. One of the holes you want to get playing .21 under par. A lot of different ways to get it. Straight shot, a little bit hyzer, possibly a forehand. Last bit here of this hole, guarded by a couple of smaller and bigger trees here that present a little bit of an obstacle for you, but pretty straightforward hole for these ladies to attack here to start the back 9. Deann Carey always adding some flavor. Love having her on the card. Jessica Weese up first, getting a late flip here, holding relatively straight and getting a tree kick slightly left there. She should still be inside the circle with a look for the birdie. Ellen Widboom, if you didn't watch the front 9, what are you doing here? We saw Widboom breaking out the backhand a lot. She's been working on it and she's been showcasing it so far throughout this round. Holly right up the gut. Beautiful flight.
That was beautiful.
And that's going to be just outside the bullseye there for Holly Finley. Believe that was an OG Mako. Deann, I like the line a little bit low there, though, unfortunately. Widboom outside the circle here, stepping through and hits another one. Big birdie putt there for Ellen Widboom. She closed out the front 9 with about a 45-48 footer. And her sister Sarah on the bag, liking what she's seeing. Ooh, just off the band there for Deann. So Widboom's putter is starting to heat up here. Last 2 holes, 2 big putts. That one a touch low, unfortunately, for Weese after the good drive. Going to settle for the par, as does Deann Carey. Didn't get a chance to shout out Deann Carey during the front 9 for her birdie on hole 6 with that ridiculous roller. The only birdie on the day in the FPO division. So very, very well done. That tough stretch of holes there. Not easy to get a birdie on 5, 6, or I'm sorry, 4, 5, or 6, and she managed to get it on hole 6. Weese with the par there, maintaining her lead. As we move on to hole 11, a par 4, 416 feet. Pretty tricky one here. A lot of water. We had a lot of rain kind of move through the days leading up to this event. So this creek here on the right, a little bit more hazardous than normal. If you can get your shot here somewhere around this area here, it kind of shortens your secondary approach. We're going to see a lot of hyzers and some straight shots. Just kind of try to chop this hole into about 300-foot shot off the rip, and then 100 and change on your second shot. Widboom going the left side route with a flip up here. That should work just fine. Getting your disc to finish out to the left side kind of opens up more possibilities there on your angle of approach for your second shot. Holly getting clipped up a little early there, but she should still be able to fight her way through to get close. Another flip up forehand, and gets knocked down by some late cabbage there for Weese. Deann getting a bit of a favorable kick back out to the left-hand side. Looks like that same Mako for Holly Finley on this approach here. Beautifully done.
Oh, it's so gentle.
Very soft touch on that approach. Deann opting for the forehand, and she's going to be inside the circle with a look for her birdie. Weese here with the hyzer forehand approach. Beautifully executed. And Widboom executing that forehand approach as well. We talked about the road kind of being a factor on multiple holes on the front nine here. This one, it's a bit of a factor here as well. You still have this very busy road in the background here as you're lining up these putts. And Jessica Weese knocking home her putt for birdie. Again, I want to shout out the disc golf guy. If you didn't watch his channel, he had a couples doubles skins match that featured a lot of the players on this card. And hole 11 was a biggie. There was quite a swing on this hole. So if you haven't checked out his channel yet, after you're done watching this, head on over and watch his couples skins battle. It was a fun one. All right, we're through the first two holes here on the back nine. Holly Finley with back-to-back birdies fighting her way back to even.
Quit being stuck in the past. Check out the new and improved website at infinitediscs.com.
All right. Check us out at acerunpro.com. Shoot us an email at acerunpro@gmail.com if you are interested in getting some of those beautiful Discraft discs. We've got a couple of molds still left. We've also got some Trilogy and some Infinite. Hole 12, par 3, 300 feet on the dot. A little bit of a straight shot with a subtle right-hand finish at the end here. Hyzer flip-ups, turnovers, forehands, a lot of different ways to access this one. This one playing at .30 over par. A little bit of a tricky one as there's a lot of stuff that can get in the way late as you're turning this one. Widboom opting for the right-hand side with some finish there and gets clipped a little early. Oh, that looked like a good line there, but unfortunately hits one of those late trees. I feel like the forehand plays more optimally on this one, as we're going to see Weese take the wide forehand line and get some flair. Yes, she does. Very well executed there. Looks like that's going to put her inside the circle. The backhand just gives you a little bit more trees to kind of have to beat. So you have to glide something and have it hold over, and then at the end kind of fight back over to its natural stability. It's just going to be a very difficult shot to execute. Deann yanking that one over a little bit and stayed straight on her, so that's going to leave her a longer look than she would have liked for her par. Late tree on the right side there for Holly Finley, and we've got an extra spectator checking out the action.
You got bit by a just like that. No, that's like a black racist.
Widboom, she's made a couple of big putts. This another stepper, and that one a little bit early left. She knew it almost immediately out of her hand. It's our friend Kim Hatcher walking around in the background. Jennifer Smiley and Sarah Holcomb. Unfortunately for Holly there, that one didn't stick. Left side. Jessica Weese, however, with another solid putt. Bringing her to 3 down so far on the round. That one high for Deann, and that's going to leave her about 20 feet coming back. No issues with that one as she cleans it up for the birdie. She had the snake iron her down as she made that putt. Widboom cleaning up the par here on hole 12. And Holly, unfortunately, will be taking the bogey. after those back-to-back birdies. Meanwhile, Jessica Weese cruising along. 3 down so far. Here we are at hole 13, a par 3 at 283 feet. This is one of the more gettable ones on the course. I believe the easiest hole on the course, surprisingly enough, at 0.53 under par. A little bit of deception here. You want your disc, if you can, to move right at the end of its flight, but just a true straight shot here will give you a look at the birdie putt. There's also a bit of a local route on the right side that can get you there. Weese here opting for the forehand up the left side. Nice and low, driven, needs some flair. Got a lot of flair. Maybe flared her outside the circle, we'll see. Oh, Widboom, looked like she was trying to go that right side hyzer line with some flip up and unfortunately came out early and hit those center trees there. Holly trying to flip one up there and unfortunately hits one of the center trees and gets the left-hand kick. Let's see if Deann's going left side. She is. Looks like she is just about at circle's edge. Widboom will be up first. Laying out on the forehand here. Pretty impressive shot there, as that's going to give her a look at a par putt. One nice floaty approach there for Holly. Oh, and that one's skipping off the top there. I'm wondering about that statistic. I just don't feel like this would be the easiest hole on the course. That one getting a bit of a roll away after hitting the band there. I feel like 12 is a little bit more accessible. 11 for sure. 11 is just one where you play your 2 smart shots and give yourself a birdie look. That one a long bid there for Weese, just coming up a little bit right side. Widboom knocks it home for the bogey. Oh, and Deann leaving that one right side, unfortunately. She'll have the comeback there for the bogey. Not one that's a stroke you just don't want to give up here on this hole. And after the nice recovery after her drive, Holly able to secure the par. Jessica Weese will do the same here to close out hole 13. Yeah, only one birdie on the day, it looks like, and that one belonged to Sarah Holcomb. Well done, Sarah. Hole 14, 264-foot par 3. This one a relatively straight shot as well. A lot of these holes are just, if you can execute a straight shot, you're gonna give yourself a look for the par. A little bit of danger though behind this hole. So if you go too far past it, you're gonna be blocked off by some trees and shrubbery on the left. Slight flip ups, maybe little hyzers, even forehands. A lot of different ways to access this hole. Just have to beat that last set of trees in the front of the pin there to give yourself the birdie look. Speed control pretty paramount on this one. The back of the screen can be a little fast. Weese on an absolute rope. That is fantastic. She's going to be maybe just outside the bullseye. Holly getting over a little bit too much on that one. We'll see if she's pinned higher or if she's pushed a little further. Widboom left side, and this is going to finish away from the target. So it's heading towards one of the other tee pads over there. Just needs to stable up, gets over the top of those palm fronds there. Look like a good shot. Widboom trying to navigate around here. She's got a maze of trees to get around. Oh my goodness, just off the cage. Oh, just a little bit of right side there for Holly, unfortunately. There's that road again. Another one of the holes that plays with that busy road in the background. Holly focuses up though, hits the par putt. Deann, beautiful drive, cashing home the birdie, and Weese with the CTP of the group taking a birdie as well. Beautiful drives by both ladies. As you see some of the FPO cards going off in the background. Welcome back to the action. We are on hole 15. This par 4 coming in at 565 feet. A tricky one. You've got all this wide open space at the beginning of the shot here, and then you're going to funnel into some specific landing zones and tunnels to try to access the pin. Your second shot has to navigate itself from left to right towards this protected green here with a lot of different stumps and trees kind of blocking it. Some players will opt for right hand side, but there's also a mandatory far right that you need to be aware of that you can't go past. Jessica Weese will be first on the box, going with that halo turn and putting a lot of left to right movement on it. That looks very good. Looks like she's lined herself up nicely with the primary gap there for her second shot. Deann busting out the roller again. Again, holding cut nicely and then starting to stand up here. And she is right by that mandatory on the right-hand side. Playing the hole a little differently. I like being on that right-hand side. It's opened up a bit more over the years, and you have a little bit of a hyzer shot you can punch through there as long as you don't go too far past the right and pinch yourself on the angle, which it looks like she has not done so. Nice drive by Holly. Widboom as well, punching out the backhand out into the open. It's kind of a choose your own adventure after your first shot here. You got to pick which gap you're going to attack, how you're going to attack it. Widboom going with the sidearm, flipping that one up and getting a weird kick left, and that's going to push her further away from the pin. Even from here, it's hard to even see where the pin is. You're kind of just shooting at a gap and trying to navigate your way through that one. Unfortunately, a little low. Gets a Deann Carey here. She's kind of in between forehand and backhand and in between discs. Looks like she's going with the backhand. I'm sorry, the forehand. Punching through the majority and gets a late tree kick there. And you can see straight ahead the pin as Weese going with the hyzer flip forehand and a little bit too far right. We'll see if she'll have a look for the birdie putt. And Widboom putting it well inside the circle there. Holly getting around that last jagged tree stump. And we get to Deann here with this long look for birdie here on 15. That one's going to float a little high left there. Weese with her look for birdie. Oh, and that one's going to float high left as well. Oh, and that one not going to find the bottom of the basket there for Widboom. Deann for her par here, knocking it home. See a couple of par putts here as Jessica Weese makes good on her par. Clean back nine so far. I know last time I said that she bogeyed the next hole. I can't be a jinx twice, so it's impossible. Par there for Holly Finley. No birdies on hole 15 on this card or throughout the entire FPO division on this day. It was a tough one to get. We'll see what hole 16 has in store for us. Hole 16, par 3, 314 feet. You're carrying over this marsh area here throughout the majority of your flight. It does play as out of bounds. To clear this area, and then either you're going to decide if you're going to lay up just short in this little bit of peninsula area here, or if you're going to try to go for it and get to the pin. As you can see, a second section of out of bounds there, marked off by those ropes and pillars, stakes I should say. Jessica Weese up first.
Missed that hawk.
Going right for that hawk, and the hawk just watching it flying by. Oh, unfortunately, she is found out of bounds.
And I was like, oh, that's probably cheating.
And of course, we can't have the chain hawk open without a hawk sighting. I'm gonna call him Harry. Harry the Hawk, out here just watching some disc golf. Deann getting this one over on the right-hand side, needs to finish, and she has found the safe side on the back side of that out of bounds. And I really think I am a jinx for Jessica Weese, because unless she gets a par putt or a throw-in, depending on where she is, she's going to take a bogey. It's the second time I've done that to her. I'm so sorry. Widboom getting this one on some angle, trying to find the left side, and that is safe, but not ideal. Having to deal with some low limbs, again laying out and laying up.
Smart play.
Don't want to add any more strokes than necessary. Solid approach shot there for Holly Finley, as she'll have a virtual tap in there for her par. Widboom with a little stab approach. Weese for par is going to fall a little low. And unfortunately, that means she will be taking a bogey here. Oh, but taking the birdie is Deann Carey. Knocking home the big jump putt there. All smiles. Very nicely done here on hole 16 for Deann. That was the only birdie on hole 16 during this round. So Deann doing some stuff here. Anything ending in a 6. Hole 6, she got the only birdie on the field. Hole 16, she got the only birdie on the field. If there was a hole 26, she'd probably birdie that too. All right, 2 holes left. Hole 17, par 3, 344 feet. Again, this marshy area here does play as out of bounds, and a second marshy area that we're flying towards now, also playing as out of bounds. See the green here, surrounded by OB, short, right, long, not necessarily unless you get to the road, but the right-hand side does pinch in very tight at the end of this hole. Be very cognizant there at the end of your flight. You need to control your speed and your angle coming in on this green. Deann going with the forced turnover, and that looks like it's going to be a little too stable, but that's going to be safe. It looks like the Tito's Shrike in the hand here for Holly Finley. She throws that disc a lot. So if you see her with a white wide rim disc throughout the year, it's probably going to be that Shrike. Weese opting for the backhand, getting some nice turn on this and some finish. And she is going to be just past the pin. Beautiful shot there. Trusting the stability at the end of that disc to bring it on back and avoid the out of bounds on the right. Widboom pitching her drive right up the gut there. It's going to be circle 2 here, maybe circle 3. Oh, good bid there. Getting some knucks from her caddy, her sister Sarah there. Holly laying it up here, the smart play. She's got a good round going overall. 1 over. No need to take any extra strokes here. Deann with the jump bid, and Holly will knock in her par. 2 birdies, 1 bogey so far on the back 9, and a lot of pars for Holly Finley. Speaking of pars, Deann Carey able to clean up her par there on hole 17. And Widboom sneaking that one over the top of the basket there. Getting some nub love. And Jessica Weese with just a beautiful drive has this left for her birdie. And she knocks it on home, bringing it back to 4 under par overall. 4 birdies on this back 9 for Jessica Weese. 4 down overall. Fantastic round going so far. 1 hole left. Here we are on hole 18, a par 4, 613 feet. Wide open first shot here. You've got the right-hand side playing is out of bounds with that marshland once again. A lot of these little trees that are planted throughout the fairway make a difference. Your second shot here is going to have to navigate through this last bit of gauntlet of trees, and then you got out of bounds long behind the basket. This body of water here kind of surrounds the entirety of the green. Difficult one to get the birdie on. Weese, that same disc that she threw on 17, hammering it over once more and well out into the fairway. So our buddy Chris is going back there checking scores. I'm sure for Sarah. Oh, and that one hits one of those skinny trees there on the roller. 3rd roller we've seen for Deann Carey during this round. Holly getting over on this one and nearly gets the brown ace as she almost threw that one in the garbage can there. Fortunately, she stays out of it. Widboom getting a lot of turn on this backhand, and she's heading towards that trash can as well, but she's short and left of it. Boy, this whole wide open area just got that one little tree there. Looks like Deann did a good job of avoiding it and not letting it affect her shot too much there. And that one's going to skip up towards the green. That looked like a great shot. We'll have to see where she ended up. Widboom trying to follow a similar line. Gets a little bit of turn on this, though, and that's not quite going to get edge to skip back left. Holly having to navigate around this garbage can and the tree, going with the hyzer line, trying to spike something in. Nicely done there. Weese getting on that one. Clip some cabbage, and unfortunately it's gone long. Long left and out of bounds. Widboom with a floaty bid. That's gutsy. She's got out of bounds right behind that green, and she's all smiles at she gets the green paddle, letting her know she is still in bounds. And Holly with a beautiful approach there. Deann giving this one a run. And that one stays up for her as well. Weese with a tricky line here. And knocks it home. Saves the par after going out of bounds on her second shot. What a round for Jessica Weese. And she gets some assistance from her card mate there. Holly helping to dig that one back out. Meanwhile, Deann Carey sinks home her par putt. It's been a fun round with all these ladies. Really good chemistry on the card. Everybody interacting with each other. Fortunately, Ellen there going to finish with the bogey here on hole 18. Par there for Holly Finley. Finishing at 1 over for the day. 3 over for Deann, 6 over for Ellen Widboom, 4 down for Jessica Weese. Let's take a look at our overall leaderboard. At the conclusion of round 1, we see Sarah Holcomb scorching 5 down. Jessica Weese 1 stroke back. We've got Jordan Lins. Morgan Lins had a little bit of a struggle at the end of her round. Fortunately, that's going to put her on the second card. Holly Finley will be returning back to this lead card for round 2. 978 rated round for Jessica Weese and 987 for Sarah Holcomb. A couple of scorchers. Check us out on all of our socials at Ace Run Pro. Got a lot of off-season cool stuff we're putting up on our socials. Check us out obviously on our YouTube, like and subscribe. We've got more content coming your way throughout this entire off-season, which there's not much left. The season will be starting before you know it. And a big thank you to all of our patrons. Check us out at patreon.com/AceRunPro. Again, shout out to my buddy Marcus for housing me for the week. We'll see you right back here for round 2 of the Chain Hawk Open.